Hi everyone, welcome back to Throwback Thursday series. I am Deepak, your mentor at Gurukul. Now in this video, we would be discussing a previous CAT question that was asked in CAT 2024 slot 1. Now coming to this question, a fruit seller has a total of 187 fruits consisting of apples, mangoes and oranges. So we have three types of fruits and the initial number of fruits is 187. The number of apples and mangoes are in the ratio 5:2. So we are given with the ratio of initial number of apples and mangoes. So this is 5:2. After she sells 75 apples and 26 mangoes and half of the oranges. So she sold 75 apples, 26 mangoes and half of the number of oranges with her. The ratio of number of unsold apples to number of unsold oranges, right, becomes 3:2. So the ratio of unsold apples to unsold oranges is 3:2. Now we are asked to find the total number of unsold fruits, right. Now there are two ways to solve this question. One, framing equations and solving for the variables, or limit your variables to 1. Let's try solving this question using only one variable, which is the easiest way to solve this question. Now let's consider from here. We are given with the ratio of number of unsold apples to number of unsold oranges is 3:2. Now let me consider the total number of unsold apples as 3x. So the number of unsold oranges would be 2x. Right. Now what is this 3x? After selling 75 apples, you are left with 3x apples. So what would be the initial number of apples? Number of apples left plus number of apples sold. So 3x plus 75 would be the initial number of apples. Now coming to number of oranges. Now after selling half of the oranges with her, she was left with 2x. So what would be the initial number of oranges? 4x. So from 4x, if you sell half 2x, you will be left with 2x. So the initial number of oranges would be 4x. Now what we need to find is, we need to find the number of mangoes in terms of x. To do that, we are given with the ratio of initial number of apples to mango, 5:2. So if this is 5 parts, we need to find 2 parts. That would be 2/5 into the number of apples, which is 3x plus 75. Now we have initial number of apples, initial number of mangoes and initial number of oranges. And to find the value of x, we are given with the total number of fruits initially. So the sum of all these three should be equal to 187. Right. Now let's try finding the value of x. Now we have 3x plus 75 plus 2/5 into 3x, 6x by 5 plus 2/5 into 75, 5 15 75, 2 into 15, 30 plus 4x. Now let's bring all the variables to one side and constant to the other side. Now to do that, 187, we have 75 plus 30, which is 105. Shifting that to LHS, that becomes minus 105. 187 minus 105, 82 is equal to 3x plus 4x, 7x. 7x plus 6x by 5. Now this would be 7 into 5, 35, 35 plus 6, 41x by 5. And the value of 41x by 5, we got that as 82. 41 2's 82, or the value of x is equal to 5 into 2, 10. Now we have the value of x, right? Let's substitute that. Now 3x, that would be 30. So you are left with 30 apples. 2x, we are left with 20 oranges. Now what was the total number of unsold fruits is? Now we have the total number of unsold apples and unsold oranges. So to answer this question, we need to find the total number of unsold mangoes, right? So let's find the initial number of mangoes. Now what is the initial number of apples? After selling 75 apples, you are left with 30. So the initial number of apples is 105. And the ratio of these two is 5:2. Now 105 divided by 5, 21. If 5 parts is 105, 2 parts would be 21 into 2, 42. Right. Now out of these 42 mangoes, she sold 26 mangoes. So there are 16 mangoes unsold. Now we are asked to find the sum of all these three. 30 plus 20, 50, 50 plus 16, 66 should be the answer for this question. And if you observe, this is a question based on application of ratios, and that is the reason we at Gurukul start from basics, then we'll move to applications and then the high level questions. And for more videos of this kind, do follow this channel.